Did you know your morning cup of coffee could be sending you a warning signal about your heart, one that most people over 60 completely miss? For decades, coffee has been part of the daily rhythm for millions of older adults. It's comforting, it's familiar, and for many, it feels like a small, well-earned pleasure. But here's something worth pausing on. As we age, our bodies process caffeine differently, and our hearts become more sensitive to its effects. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. The guidance in this video is based on cardiovascular research, findings from medical journals, and recommendations from heart health organizations, brought to you in simple, everyday language. Think of this as a gentle, honest conversation, the kind you'd have with a caring friend who happens to know the science. We're not here to tell you to give up coffee. We're here to help you understand your body a little better, so you can enjoy your cup with confidence instead of worry. Let's walk through 5 signs your heart may be trying to tell you something. The first sign to watch for is a noticeable increase in heart rate or a fluttering sensation after drinking coffee. Caffeine is a stimulant, and in younger bodies, it's often processed quickly and efficiently. But as we age, the heart's electrical system can become more sensitive, and blood vessels lose some of their natural flexibility. Research on cardiovascular aging has found that older adults often experience a more pronounced heart rate response to caffeine than younger adults do. This matters because a racing or irregular heartbeat, even a mild one, can sometimes point toward underlying rhythm issues, including atrial fibrillation, which becomes more common with age. The practical takeaway here is simple: pay attention to how your body responds, not just how much coffee you drink. If you notice fluttering, pounding, or a sense that your heart skipped a beat, that's valuable information, not something to brush aside. The second sign involves blood pressure changes, particularly a temporary spike shortly after your first cup. Studies in hypertension research have consistently shown that caffeine can cause a short-term rise in blood pressure, and this effect tends to be stronger in people who don't drink coffee regularly or who already have elevated blood pressure. For seniors managing hypertension, this is especially relevant, because even brief spikes can add extra strain on blood vessels over time. The encouraging part is that this response is highly individual. Some people barely notice it, while others feel it clearly through headaches, warmth in the face, or mild dizziness. If you're someone managing blood pressure, checking your numbers on days you drink coffee versus days you don't can offer real, personalized insight into how your heart is responding. The third sign is unexplained anxiety or jitteriness that lingers well beyond your morning cup. While this might seem more like a nervous system response than a heart issue, the two are closely connected. Caffeine stimulates the release of stress hormones like adrenaline, and in seniors, this can sometimes trigger a heightened response, especially if combined with certain heart medications, thyroid conditions, or reduced kidney function, which affects how quickly caffeine leaves the body. Medical guidance often points out that this prolonged jittery feeling can be a sign that your current caffeine intake exceeds what your body can comfortably handle. It's also worth noting that this reaction can change over time. Many people find that a cup of coffee they easily tolerated in their 40s suddenly feels overwhelming in their 70s, simply because the body's ability to break down caffeine slows with age. That's not a flaw, it's a natural shift, and recognizing it early can prevent unnecessary discomfort. The practical step here is timing and moderation, shifting your coffee earlier in the day and paying attention to how you feel 3 or 4 hours later can offer real clarity. Before we continue, if you're finding this information valuable, take a moment to subscribe and follow this channel. We create these science-based health updates regularly, specifically designed to help you and your loved ones age with more confidence and fewer surprises. The fourth sign is difficulty sleeping, even when you feel physically tired. Caffeine has a longer half-life in older adults, meaning it stays active in the bloodstream longer than it does in younger people, sometimes lingering 8 hours or more after that final cup. Sleep researchers have found that poor sleep quality is closely tied to cardiovascular strain, including higher blood pressure, increased inflammation, and even a greater long-term risk of heart-related complications. For seniors, this creates a quiet, compounding effect. Restless nights can gradually add pressure to the heart, even when no single night feels alarming on its own. Over weeks and months, that accumulated strain can matter more than people realize. The takeaway is refreshingly simple. If you're a coffee lover but a light sleeper, try shifting your last cup to before noon, and notice whether your sleep, and your energy, improve within just a week or two. The fifth sign is swelling in the ankles or feet that seems to worsen alongside heavy caffeine intake. While coffee itself doesn't directly cause fluid retention, it can act as a mild diuretic, and in people with underlying heart conditions, sudden shifts in fluid balance can sometimes reveal a heart's reduced efficiency. Cardiology research has emphasized that unexplained swelling should never be ignored in older adults, as it can be an early indicator of the heart working harder than it should to circulate blood effectively. This isn't a reason to panic, but it is a reason to mention it to your doctor, especially if it's a new or worsening symptom, or if it appears alongside shortness of breath or fatigue. Keeping a simple note of when swelling occurs, and what you ate or drank that day, can make these conversations with your doctor far more productive. Awareness, paired with a simple conversation with a healthcare provider, remains one of the most powerful tools we have. So where does this leave us? Coffee isn't the enemy here. For most people, it can absolutely remain a comforting, even heart-supportive part of daily life. Research has actually linked moderate coffee consumption to certain health benefits, including improved alertness, better focus, and in some studies, a reduced risk of certain conditions like type 2 diabetes and even some forms of cognitive decline. The real goal isn't elimination, it's understanding. Your heart has its own language, and small signals, a flutter, a spike, a restless night, a bit of swelling, are simply its way of communicating with you. Listening to these signs doesn't mean giving up the things you enjoy. It means enjoying them with a little more wisdom, a little more awareness, and a lot more confidence in your own body. As we age, this kind of gentle self-awareness becomes one of the most powerful forms of self-care. You don't need to overhaul your entire routine overnight, and you certainly don't need to feel guilty about a habit that's brought you comfort for years. You simply need to start paying attention, one cup, one day, one small observation at a time. Maybe that means noticing how you feel an hour after your coffee. Maybe it means switching to a smaller cup, or trying half-caffeinated blends if your body seems more sensitive than it used to be. These are small, manageable adjustments, not sacrifices. And if something feels persistently off, don't hesitate to bring it up with your doctor. Early conversations often lead to simple solutions, and simple solutions often lead to many more comfortable, coffee-filled mornings ahead. It's also worth remembering that every body ages differently. Some seniors can enjoy 2 or 3 cups a day well into their 80s without any issue, while others notice changes much earlier. There's no universal rulebook here, only your own body's feedback, and the willingness to listen to it with curiosity instead of fear. That mindset alone can make a meaningful difference in how confidently you move through your daily routine. Before you go, we want to remind you, if this video gave you something useful today, please take a moment to subscribe to this channel. We're building a space dedicated to real, science-backed health guidance made specifically for seniors and the people who love them, and your support helps us keep creating content that truly matters, week after week. If this information resonated with you, give this video a like. It helps more seniors discover this channel and find the answers they've been looking for. Drop a comment below and let us know which of these 5 signs surprised you the most, or share your own experience with coffee and heart health. Your story might help someone else feel a little less alone in navigating these changes. And if you know someone who could benefit from this information, a parent, a grandparent, a neighbor, or a friend, please consider sharing this video with them today. A small share could spark an important conversation. Thank you for spending this time with us. Take care of your heart, listen to what it's telling you, and we'll see you in the next video.